Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPL Wizard. I hope you're all fine, I hope you're all safe, and I hope you're all having fun. I welcome you all to the live stream, guys, and before the blank game week 33, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a lot of questions today, especially about Kane and Son. So before we get started, I just wanted to tell you this week has been crazy with football, guys. I mean, the ESL mess and all these big, cash hungry owners, wanting their clubs to break away from the Premier League and form a different ESL. It hasn't been fun. Has been I've been sad about my own club Arsenal and also for Manchester United, Liverpool, and all these other clubs. I just haven't been enjoying what's been going on in the world of football, but I'm glad at least the English clubs are out, and we hope we can get things back to normality. Along with that, guys, especially here in India, COVID situation is crazy, guys. People are not getting oxygen. Oxygen supplies are running out. The obviously in India the population is more than the resources that the government can provide or anybody else can provide for that matter. So please, guys, just take care of yourselves and your families. I honestly hope you stay safe, wear your masks and do all the required things. I just wanted to say this before we get started tonight. All right, enough for the glum talk. Or the gloomy talk, I'd say. Now let's get back to FPL, guys. So Sadeep says how long Kane will be injured. I know there's going to be lots of questions about Kane, and I just wanted to tell you I have transferred out Kane, and you can see my transfers in the chat, and I've taken out Harry Kane, and I've lost 0.4 million on him, guys. And it was a very, very difficult decision, and it was one that I had to postpone, and because I didn't know, I just didn't know. I just didn't want to take out Kane, but also with the Ryan Mason interview, I just did not know whether Kane was going to play in the final. I know they were going to try very hard for Kane to play in the final, but if he's really injured and if they do play him in the final, do force him to play in the final, do you think he could have a reoccurrence of the injury? He could be out of the Sheffield United game. There was too much uncertainty. At least with Son, we know that he's going to play against Sheffield United. That is the reason I kept Son and I took out Kane and I took out Nat Phillips, and I brought in Trent Alexander-Arnold, who I really wanted. I'm a little bit light on the bench, guys, because I'm scared Alonso's not going to play, or maybe Rudiger, because Thomas Tuchel, as I always say, is Pep Guardiola on steroids, guys. So, I'm a little bit worried about my bench, but this is a blank game week, and you can't always have your way. By the way, I had a decent game week 32, guys. I got 79 points, which seems like a bit much for the way my season has been going, but I finally had a decent game week. So that's all about what I wanted to tell you, and now I can come and answer your questions. Right on, guys. I'm sorry, the score is not of game week 33. I wish I'd get 79 points in 32, but yeah, there you go. Alrighty. Lighter says, stay safe, Wiz. So sorry to hear. You stay safe as well, my friend. Sid says, hey, Wiz. Alright, so Ruby says, I have 3 Leicester City, 3 Liverpool, and 1 Manchester United. That's why I'm inclined to Bruno captain. I don't question your reasoning. I think that's a valid point. The only thing is, Leeds are a very unpredictable team. You don't know. One day they can turn up and beat Manchester City, and second day they can play at home to Fulham and they can draw. They can't score. They can draw at home to Brighton and they can beat Manchester City. I mean, Leeds are a really weird team. You should know that the last time they played against United, they beat them. United beat Leeds 6-2 with Bruno Fernandes scoring 17 points. So be a little bit, wary about that. So yeah, FPL Sam says Alonso. Why not Alonso out? I mean, the thing is, because I had Nat Phillips on my wildcard. And I had Jota and Salah, so I couldn't have 4 Liverpool players, so I had to get Trent Alexander-Arnold out. I had to get Nat Phillips out. I would have loved to get rid of Alonso in place of Nat Phillips, but then it wasn't letting me. I had to take a -4 if I had to do that. And if next week Kane is fit and next week Trent Alexander-Arnold plays against United, what I can do is I can sell Trent Alexander-Arnold for somebody like some cheap player like Amarte or somebody like that who doesn't play but is 3.9 million. I can get I can like do some permutations and combinations, but that was the plan all along. I had to get Trent Alexander-Arnold against Newcastle. I mean, the way he's playing, the way the fixtures of Liverpool, I think Trent is one of the very desirable options. Success says Vardy or Watkins. I mean, if you can get Vardy, obviously I'd say Vardy. I mean, I could have gone for Vardy and not gone for Trent Alexander-Arnold. But to be honest with you, Vardy's got 2 goals and 1 assist in the last 16 games. I mean, even the goal that he got against West Brom was, it was just a one-on-one, a pass from Kistan, and he scored the goal. He's looking a bit, what can you say? I mean, he's making the runs, he's getting into good positions. His finishing is looking a bit off to me, and and after that, I feel that if Iheanacho is giving us similar points, I'd be happy to have Iheanacho. I know some people have got Vardy and Iheanacho. For me, I think just like Watkins, because he's got a decent fixture in this game week, and then he's got a double game week coming up in game week 35. So I like the look of that, and Watkins is a nailed on player, so that is the reason I went for him. Although Vardy also has a double game week, but I didn't have the funds to kind of get Vardy and Trent Alexander-Arnold. If I had the option, I'd go for Vardy. Barry Allen says transfers this week: 2 free, Azpilicueta to Cody, Rafinha to Son. I mean, if you can, Barry, you should go for Sias, in my opinion. I think he has a bit more attacking threat about him. Cody is like, I know he's nailed on and everything, but doesn't have an attacking threat, in my opinion. Rafinha to Son. I don't understand. Rafinha to Son, Mount to Greenwood, Kane to Iheanacho. I think you mean Son to Rafinha, right? Obviously, you can't mean Rafinha to Son. But can you just elaborate? I'll answer you back. Fadzali says, any news on double game week 35? Well, Ben Krillin on Twitter @Ben Krillin, he's said, he said that there's a likely double game week around the corner in game week 35. But remember, guys, there's also going to be a blank game week in the subsequent game week in game week 36 as well. So the double game week is going to be for hang on, I'm gonna actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna download Ben's, if I can, I'll download his spreadsheet and I'll put it on the screen for you to see, just so that you guys can know what's going on here. Alrighty. Hopefully this works, guys. Is this the one? Alright, just a second, guys. Obviously this is not the one I'm looking at, but just bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. Where's I just want to show you about the double and blanks. It's gonna help you guys navigate those game weeks. So just bear with me for a second, guys, and I'll hopefully get this sorted. Alright, anyways, I hope you can see it in it. Yeah. So this is the Ben Krillin's. By the way, guys, if you haven't, just should go and follow Ben Krillin. So it's amazing spreadsheets. It helps so much for us FPL managers. So you can see, guys. Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, Everton, Southampton, Arsenal, Chelsea, Leicester, Manchester United. They're going to have a double game week in 35, but then Arsenal, Chelsea, Leicester, and Manchester United are going to have a blank in 36 as well. So all of you are just like getting Chelsea players, 3 Leicester, 3 United, a couple of Arsenal ones. Be careful, if you don't have your wild card, if you can land up in a huge mess in game week 36 as well. So this is one. All right. Shopman says, "Hey, Biz, why Kistan? Tempting to bring him two for the. Well, I got Kistan on my wildcard, to be honest with you, Shopman. So it's not like that. I've brought in Kistan this game week after his performance. I actually brought Kistan in on my wildcard. So if you want to bring him in, it's fine. But remember, he's not gonna play on the right in every game. He plays on the left when Ricardo Pereira plays. If he gets games on right, I'd tell you to bring in Castan. If not, I'm not so sure. On the left, he doesn't have much attacking threat. When I say I'm looking to replace NATO, I have Lingard and Jota already. I think if you have the funds for Greenwood, I'd say you can go for Greenwood. But if you don't, you can just you can downgrade to somebody like Saka as well. Even you can go for even somebody like Soucek, because West Ham have really good fixtures coming in the coming game weeks. FPL Jack says, "What's the EO for Trent Alexander-Arnold?" To be honest, I haven't noticed, my friend, but he's not too heavily owned. He's like 20% owned, so I'm pretty sure that if he bangs, then I'm gonna get a decent rank boost. Son or Salah? Well, obviously, Barry. I mean, you look at the fixtures for Son and Salah. I'd prefer you to have both of them. I mean, I don't want to select one, but I tend to say you get Salah this game week, and if you want to get Son next game, you can just move him on for Son. Like for this game week, I'd say you should go for Salah. He plays Newcastle. He's rested. He'll be fresh, and raring to go, in my opinion. Yash says, "With my team, any suggestions? Jota, Vardy, Fernandez, Lingard, Watkins, Bamford." Yash, can you tell me a full team? I can't make it. I can understand. All right, guys. I have to kind of move on and answer some questions. I think I've lagged behind due to this spreadsheet. Ted says, don't you think West Ham gonna park the bus? Is Kistan a decent pick? I'm confused and not convinced. Well, they're not. They're playing against Crystal Palace. Said they already played against West Bromwich Albion. Crystal Palace, yes, they can park the bus. I'm not. One of the reasons I didn't get worried was because I thought West Brom had something to play for. They're playing for their survival, right? So West Brom had to attack. Vardy had like ample chances to run behind and counterattack. Crystal Palace, they're on the beach. They're safe. They're on the beach. They're having fun. They're having their pina coladas, and they don't need to attack. They'll just leave Zaha up front, and they'll tell him, "All right, we'll pump some balls to you, and you can run in behind. Dribble past like 10 defenders, and then you can score." But otherwise, I don't think. I don't think Crystal Palace are the same. Is versus Leicester is going to be the same game as West Brom versus Leicester, because Crystal Palace have nothing to play for. Thakif says, "Wiz, why Son on the bench?" He's on the bench because he doesn't have a fixture. If you want, I'll put him in. Just for the fun in it. Yeah, I'll put him in later. I don't want to be doing this. Ajay says, "Hey mate, just came here for Captain Vardy or Salah this week." Ajay, to be honest with you, I'd say if I'd go with Salah, because I think Newcastle, I think they're playing well. The problem with Jamie Vardy captain is because Vardy doesn't instill too much confidence in me. I mean, yes, they did well against West Bromwich Albion, and Vardy did score a goal. I mean, he could have had more. Even Anacho could have had more. But Crystal Palace is not going to be the same type of game. I think Madison, somebody like Madison has more chance, or Tillemans. I don't know. I just think that somebody who makes late runs in the box against a team like Crystal Palace has more chance than Vardy. Even the record of Vardy against Crystal Palace is like 5 goals in 13 games. So I'm not too confident. Whereas Salah against Newcastle, if he bangs, I mean, he could. Liverpool are not in the best of form. One thing that worries me about Salah captaincy, guys, is that with Nat Phillips out, Fabinho is going to play in centre back, and that doesn't fill me with confidence, because Fabinho in midfield has been the driving force of Liverpool. That is what allows Trent to push on stuff. Anyways, so in my opinion, I'd say Salah for me. I like Salah more than Vardy as his captain, unless you're kind of you want the last game boost. Sometimes people do that. They're like Leicester versus Crystal Palace is the last game of the game week, and we want to keep our captain for the last game. But for me, I'd say Salah is better. Anna says NATO Kane out for Salah. Bamford, what do you say about the -4? I mean, I'd like NATO and Kane out for Salah. I mean, you could even get Watkins. He has a double game week potentially coming up, and I think you can get Watkins. But if you want Bamford, yes, why not? For this game week, you could get Watkins. Next game week, you can move him on for Bamford. There's like lots of options, but I like that move. Sid says, how are you going to bring Kane back? Yeah, I understand your question. I mean, I have a deficit of 0.4 million, and I can just swap Trent Alexander out and bring Kane back in for Watkins. Yeah, I know that. Maybe I'll have to, I'll have to make do with something. I don't know. Maybe I thought if Kane is fit, and he's playing against Sheffield United, I'll possibly sell one of Bruno Fernandes, Son, or Salah to get Kane back. No, but I'll get Kane back definitely if he is fit. Watkins or an Everton striker. Well, if I'd like DCL definitely. I think DCL is a great option, and the only I have a little bit of a doubt because he's not been playing. He's been unfit, right? He's missed the last 2 games. That is the only reason I didn't go for DCL. For this game week, you could go for Watkins. I mean, Watkins plays against West Bromwich Albion again. Counter-attacking team in Aston Villa, and West Brom trying to go and win the game, trying to save themselves from relegation. I mean, I see some goals for Aston Villa. That's the reason I went for Watkins. Personally, Nail says best differential captain this week: Nacho or Trent Alexander-Arnold. To be honest with you, my friend, I never like to captain a defender. All right, guys, I hope you've had enough of this spreadsheet. I hope you've seen it. If you want, later on, I'll just post it on or I'll just link it Ben's Twitter account on my Twitter, and I'll retweet it, so you can just follow Ben Krillin and you can get all these spreadsheets. I'm just gonna go back to my team for everybody who joined late, so that they can actually see my team. Alrighty. So what I want to say is, Nehal, in my opinion, I'd say out of these two, I'd captain Iheanacho. I don't like either of them, to be honest with you. I mean, I think they're both good options, but this game week, I think there are safe captaincy options as well. So differential, it depends upon why you want to go for a differential. Hashtag says, hey bro, how you doing? Rudiger and Bale out for Greenwood and Trent, 4-point hit, or Bale for Fernandes. I have 2.8 million in the bank. Well, I'd say the thing about Fernandes is, I think Fernandes is a really, really good option. The problem is his price is a little bit too much. And if Greenwood is nailed on, the problem is with Greenwood is I'm not sure if he's nailed on or not. If you think or if you feel he's nailed on, I'd say Trent and Greenwood would be great, and that'll give you more flexibility in your team as well. Shopman says, do you think Fofana will start? He's much cheaper. I mean, he was taken off due to his fasting. His Ramadan is going on. He said it was like fasting. That is the reason he was taken off at 60 minutes. I don't see any reason why he shouldn't start. I mean, it all depends upon whether he's comfortable. I mean, Brendan Rodgers is comfortable playing Amartey. I don't think he will. Potentially, I think Fofana will start. But the lead says, do you think Rashford will start? Almost every week Rashford is 75%. The problem with Rashford is, he's got this foot injury, and it doesn't help. He's having to play, because Manchester United generally are playing games because they have to win. They're fighting in the Europa League as well. They're fighting in the top 4. So, it's a bit tough for Ole to leave Rashford out, in my opinion. Alrighty. Buckshot says, hi everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much, Buckshot, and welcome. Alexander says, Saka or Bowen? I'd go for Bowen. I think he's more nailed on. He's playing up front for West Ham United because Antonio is not fit, right? So I'd go for Bowen, definitely. FPL Jug says, how will you bring back Kane, Wiz, or will you? Well, if I have to bring back Kane, my friend, I'll sell Bruno, I'll sell Son, I'll sell Salah. I mean, I'd sell one of them to bring back Kane if I have to, next game week. I don't care. I mean, Salah plays against United. Salah has a really, really bad record against United anyway. So, I mean, I just, if I want, I can sell Salah, and then I can kind of shift things around. But if Kane is fit against Sheffield United, I'll have to get him back. Sudeep says, downgrading Mendy for Sanchez and Phillips to Weltman, or downgrading Reguilon to Saiss and Phillips for Weltman. I'd say you can. The thing with Sanchez is, that's a bit difficult for me. Reguilon to Saiss, because the problem with Reguilon is, one, he doesn't have a fixture, and two, Tottenham are not keeping many clean sheets at the moment, but against Sheffield United, I think he will. I think you can downgrade Mendy to Sanchez and Phillips to Veltman. The thing is, you'll have two Brighton players. Do you really want them? That's the thing. Sid says, sorry bro, mistake. What happened to our thoughts on Vardy for Kane? The thing is, if I weighed up my options, do I want Trent Alexander-Arnold for the rest of the season? Do I want Vardy for the rest of the season? I think Iheanacho is covering Vardy well. If Vardy bangs in one game, it doesn't matter to me too much, because I think Trent Alexander-Arnold has like really fantastic fixtures till the end of the season. Here, have a look. I mean, do you really not want Trent for these fixtures? I mean, Newcastle, Southampton, West Bromwich Albion, Crystal Palace, Burnley. I mean, I really want Trent for these games, especially with Jota, Mane, Salah, Firmino. That once they start clicking, and they are kind of beginning to click a bit, although they drew the last game. At the end, they conceded a goal. It wasn't good, but Salah wasn't playing that game against against Leeds. He came off from the bench, and Leeds are very unpredictable, to be honest with you. Against teams like West Bromwich Albion, Newcastle, I expect Trent to bang. Alright. Shopman says, which Leicester defense do you recommend for upcoming game weekend? Is he nailed to start? I think if Soyuncu is fit, I think Soyuncu is definitely nailed on to start. Johnny Evans is nailed to start. In my opinion, Kestan is also nailed on. These three are definitely nailed on. With Ricardo Pereira, I'm not sure because he has these fitness issues, so I'd say Kestan, Soyuncu, and Evans would be nailed on. Which one I'd recommend? It depends on what budget you have, bro. Yash says Jota Vardy penalties. Jota Vardy. You mean Bruno Fernandes? Lingard, Watkins, Bamford. My team. I like that. I mean, Jota, Vardy, Bruno, Lingard, Watkins, Bamford. Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, Bamford plays United, and other than that, Lingard plays Chelsea, so it's fine, my friend. Donacha says, you missed my question above. I'll send it again. Taking a -4 this week. First move, Gundogan to Greenwood, and then should I do Kane to Vardy or Son to Madison, Mount, Jota, Trossard? That is interesting. Taking a -4 this week. Yeah, the reason why I see so many people moving for Greenwood, to be honest with you guys. I mean, I don't know if he's nailed on. Do you think he is nailed on? That is my first question to you. If you feel Greenwood is nailed on, you feel he's going to start all the games, then I'd like going to Greenwood. Yes, why not? And other than that, Kane to Vardy. I think Kane to Vardy is fine in my opinion. Because that is a move which you can go back on very quickly. You can just take a hit and you can just get Kane back whenever you want. So I like that. Definitely. If you have your wildcard left, my friend, take a risk. Take risks now and try to, but take calculated risks in my opinion. Adrian says Fofana, Shaw, Cody, Rudiger, Trent. Who to bench? Fofana, Shaw, Cody, Rudiger, Trent. I wouldn't bench any of them. I mean, you've got a really good team. If you want, you can bench possibly Rudiger, my friend, because West Ham United are playing for a top 4 place and they've got a really good attack going right now. Fofana, I'd say, yeah, that if I was you, I'd possibly bench one out of Rudiger or Fofana. Cancelo to Trent, yes, 100%. Yash says, any suggestions? Yash, I don't know your bank balance. I don't. If you can tell me your entire team, just tell me your entire team, the whole team, and then I can tell you, bro. Bipin says best defender below 5.5. I'd say, see, West Ham have really good fixtures till the end of the season, So I'd say one of the West Ham defenders looks good to me. Hang on, let me open my fixture ticker that I use for my own self. Don't ask me because it's really pathetic. So I'm not gonna be but I'm just gonna open. So the best defender, right? I'd say below 5.5 you could go for one of the Chelsea defenders. Obviously are good, but till the end of the season not, because the last 3 games are a bit difficult. Manchester City, Arsenal, Leicester. Ozan Kabak seems a decent one, but he doesn't have any attacking threat. Roman Saiz looks decent, but the fixtures, I'd say you could think about one of the Wolves defenders. You could think about, which one should I suggest? I'd say Ozan Kabak is nailed on for Liverpool. He has really good fixtures. Yes, he doesn't have much attacking threat, but I like him. Other than that, I like Luke Shaw as well. Roland says Bruno or Vardy captain. If I was you, I'd be tempted to captain. The thing with Vardy is, I think he's going to score against Palace, but I don't know how many because Palace are going to defend deep. With Bruno, you've got both ends of the spectrum. He can go big or he can absolutely blank. With Pogba playing, he has a little restricted attacking potential in my. I'd go with Vardy. Probably using 34 Salah or Bruno or Nacho captain. I would go with Salah. Ari says, do you think Saka will start or is Trossard the safer option? Definitely, I think Trossard is nailed on. He starts every game. I think Arsenal need to win as well because if they don't even qualify for the Europa League, they're going to be in a big mess, right? So I'd say Arteta has to start Saka. I don't think he has an option, especially with Lacazette, Aubameyang. They're both out, and I don't know who is going to score the goals. I don't think Nicolas Pepe has enough goals in him. So I'd say Saka would start. Johan says, would you go for Trent or Madison? Want to move on either Nato or Phillips? I'd personally go for Trent, my friend. For this game week, possibly I'd say, even for this game week, I'd go with Trent. Sagar says Captain Bruno or Salah or Vardy. See guys, they're all good options. Bruno against Leeds, he scored 17 points in the reverse fixture, so I can't say he isn't a good captain. Salah against Newcastle, arrested Mo Salah, perfectly decent option as well. Jamie Vardy against Palace. So if I had to captain one of them, I'd say Salah, number 1 for me. Number 2 would be Jamie Vardy and 3 Bruno. Suleiman says KDB to Madison, Kane to Vardy and Alonso to Trent. Suleiman, I like those moves, but I don't know how much hit you're taking for them, but I like those moves. Aditya says best teams to target for the next 2-3 weeks. I'd say Sheffield United is definitely the one to target because they've already gone down. They've been relegated. Other than that, I'd say West Bromwich Albion because they're like pushing on. They're trying to win games and they're trying to save their lives. I'd say they are the ones to target, and the other teams to target are the ones which are safe. Like Crystal Palace, they're safe now. They know that they can't get relegated. These are the kind of teams that we should be targeting, in my opinion. Bakshat says, by the way, Wiz, I'm 1040 points ahead in my mini league. All thanks to your great advice. From you is when needed. Many thanks for your hard work in the stream. You're welcome, George. I think you mean 104 points, but if you were like 1000 points, I'd be more than happy. Yeah, you said 140. Congratulations, and I hope you win all your mini leagues, my friend. I'm really glad. George says, hi Wiz, 2 free transfers, 0 million and no clue how to use them. Currently got Mendy, Foster, defense, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Reguilon, Fofana, Saiss, Rudiger, Salah, Son, Jota, Lingard, Bissouma, Kane, Vardy, and Nacho. My friend, you got an amazing team, and you've got a really good team, I'd say. What would I do? The thing is, you could. I don't know if you want Reguilon in your team long term or not. So that is one move which you could consider. But if you don't want to do anything, my friend, you could just let your kind of you could let your transfer go to waste, or what you could do is you could move Son out for somebody for this game week and just get Son back, provided you don't have value associated with Son. But I like your team. Babin says Son to Madison or Kane to Vardy for a -4. I'd say Kane to Vardy for a -4 looks more appealing to me. With Madison, I'm not sure. He's nursing an injury. He could be in and out of the team. I'm a bit worried about that. Sell Son for Greenwood. Monal, you can, but the thing is you have to have a plan to get Son back against, he's got some really good fixtures, and you can't not have Son for those game weeks. Especially if Kane is not playing, then Son and Bale become their attacking outlets as well, so be prepared for that. The D production says, is Bowen safe option to start matches and not getting benched more than Greenwood? Definitely, Bowen is nailed on. He's even going to take the set pieces. If Cresswell gets injured, Bowen takes the corners. So I'd be tempted to go for Jared Bowen. If you want to go for an explosive option, I'd say Greenwood. If you want to go for a safe option, 100% Bowen. Badali says, I just realized as a United fan, I've gone biased with 3 United midfielders, Bruno, Greenwood and Rashford. That's a bit much, my friend. But I hope for your case, I hope they just beat Leeds so much by a huge score, and you have your points. I have Dawson, best replacement. I'd say keep Dawson. You can roll your transfer. I mean, you can kind of keep Dawson, and next game week he has a decent fixture against Burnley, and the end of the season they have some decent fixtures. If you want to replace Dawson, you could go for Sofal, you could go for somebody like Roman Sayes, you could go for Konsa. Yeah. Success says, I got 2 transfers, thinking to go Kane to Salah. I have Watkins and Garnacho, and other will be Greenwood for NATO. Your takes on this? Kane to Salah. The thing is, my friend, you should, if you want to go Kane to Salah, I think that's fine for this game week. But remember, next game week, Kane has got Sheffield United and Salah has got Manchester United. So if you want to get Kane back, you should have a plan. You should have a contingency plan. That's all I ask of you. Do we think a decent percentage Harry Kane playing the next Premier League game? G-Rid, the thing is, from the Mason Greenwood from the what was his name, the manager, the new manager. I'm sorry guys, just the new manager of Spurs, the comments were so inconclusive. He said he might play, he's not trained with the group, and I mean the comments were a bit inconclusive. So I'd say if he starts the final, and if he's nursing an injury, it doesn't even fill me with confidence that he'll start the next Premier League game, because he could like have a reoccurring injury. It's the same ankle that he's been injured for the last season as well. Mark says, hey, was Bruno or Iheanacho for captain? My friend, Iheanacho is a good differential to go for a captain. The only thing is he's just an open play player. Kind of, he doesn't take set pieces, he doesn't take penalties, so that's the only thing that concerns me. With Bruno, you're having a potential to go big, but remember, Bruno hasn't gone big for the past how many? Let us consider this one penalty against Manchester City as a bit of an anomaly, but you see here 3-3, 10-3, 5-2-2. So I mean, Bruno hasn't gone big. One factor for this is Pogba. I'm just concerned about Bruno Fernandes when Pogba plays, because Bruno's attacking potential is reduced when he plays. Padali says, do you think Podence still a good pick? Can't go Trossard, already brought in Welbeck. Podence is decent, my friend. The thing is, his attacking output seems to have reduced ever since, I think he needs an outlet. He needs a player who holds onto the ball and he runs off him. So I'm not being encouraged by his performances, to be honest with you. Why sell Kane? Well, Joseph, I wanted Trent Alexander-Arnold, and possibly I wanted to attack West Bromwich Albion, and I think Watkins was a decent pick in my opinion. So that's the reason, because I could have sold Son, but I couldn't get a decent replacement, and that is the reason I went for Watkins and sold Kane. If Kane is fit for Sheffield United, Kane will be back in my team. Nishil says, will Mendy play? You mean the goalkeeper of Chelsea? He'll definitely play, as stated by Thomas Tuchel in his press conference. Alrighty. The storyteller from Nepal, that's an interesting name. I prefer Greenwood over Fernandes. Bruno is lacking conviction when he plays alongside Pogba. I agree. It doesn't necessarily mean he lacks conviction. I think he feels a bit more relaxed, that he doesn't need to create everything, because he's got Pogba alongside him, and Pogba bears some of the creative burden as well. So that is one thing. But definitely when Pogba plays, Bruno's attacking numbers are massively reduced, and I'm worried about that as well. Owning such an expensive asset and not firing is not a good thing to have happen. Bjorn says, would you replace DCL for a cheap attacker if you had 2 free transfers and 0 in the bank? Bjorn, I would not. The thing is, Everton has some good fixtures coming up. They also have a possible double game week coming up, so if I was you, I'd be tempted to keep DCL. And if you don't have anything else to do, I know it's hard. Just burn your transfer, but just not for the sake of not wasting your transfer. Don't make a move. Sid says, bro, I'm leaning towards Kane out and Watkins in and Masuaku out and Castan in. I hope you saw my team in the. Yeah, I saw your team, Sid. And the thing about Castan, I see so many people getting so excited about Castan. Remember, guys, Ricardo Pereira is possibly going to be back in the next game, and Castan is going to be back playing on the left-hand side, where he's absolutely useless. He can't cross with his left foot, and his attacking potential is massively affected when he plays on the left. That is one thing which I've worried about Castan. Aditya says, sorry Wiz, I meant teams which have good fixtures in the next 2-3. Well, Spurs obviously after this have good fixtures. Leicester have like great fixtures and even a potential double game week. So if I was targeting the next 3 game weeks, I'd look at Leicester definitely. Even for the next 3, I would look at hang on, let me check my I would look at Liverpool. For the next 4, they've got like Newcastle, Manchester United in between, but Southampton, West Bromwich Albion. For the next 3, I would look at Leicester, definitely, as I already mentioned. I would look at Wolves as well. They've got like Burnley, West Bromwich Albion and Brighton. Although not from an attacking sense, they don't attack much. Even Brighton, they've got like Sheffield United, Leeds and Wolves. So, but I'd be targeting, I think if I would have to target somebody, I'd be targeting Leicester, Liverpool and who else? Arsenal have got decent fixtures, but I don't want to tell you to target them. Spurs have got like great fixtures in 34 and 35 and beyond. I really like their fixtures, honestly. Excuse me, guys. Let me have a drink of water. Alrighty. Who is the best Gundogan replacement in my 6.3 million in the bank? Or you mean after you sell Gundogan you have 6.3 million total? I'd say you can look at Jared Bowen. I think he's a decent option. You could look at somebody like John McGinn as well. Not many people have talked about John McGinn. Aston Villa have got a potential double game week coming up, and he's playing all the games. He's nailed on. He has got some potential as well. So I'd say Jared Bowen, obviously, and I'll look at somebody like John McGinn as well. Alright, where's the message? Shavaka says, Wiz, when could be the next double game week? I already discussed about that, my friend. As per Ben Krillin, he says it could be in game week 35. Lightray says Bale may become a great FPL option again with the change of managers. I agree with that. I think with Ryan Mason taking charge, I think Bale could definitely become a great option, especially if they play with Kane, Son, and Bale. I think it can be electric. Leno or Mendy. Sudeep, to be honest with you, I'd if at this moment I had to bring a keeper in, I would bring in Martinez. Because Leno, he missed out of the blue. He missed a game in game week 32. I mean, he was my keeper. And Foster missed a game, and McCarthy started out of the blue. I mean, I was pretty sure on my wildcard I had 2 nailed keepers, but none of them started. So if I was you, I'd bring Martinez. Raja says Harry Kane working on the training pitches at Hotspur's way today. Here is hoping he might join with the team tomorrow. See, Raja, I understand he's been working. I know they want him to get back into the team, but we're not sure. It's a match against Manchester City. It's going to be a high intensity, high octane game. He could get injured again. He could pull up midway. Not start against Sheffield United. Thinking about all these things, I decided to sell him because Son is nailed on against Sheffield United. Kane may or may not be. This amount of uncertainty just made me want to get rid of him. But don't get rid of him because I did. I've made so many mistakes this season. I don't want you to repeat them. How are you planning to bring back Kane? I would sell Son, Bruno or Salah depending upon their performance in this game week, and I would bring back Kane if I have to for a hit. Suleiman says play 1 out of Souček, Bamford, Holding and Cresswell. Play 1, right? Cresswell is I think injured and he plays against Chelsea anyway. Holding, Everton, Bamford, Souček. I'd say Bamford. If I had to play one, I'd go with Bamford. Gasper says Greenwood or Martinelli. Greenwood, definitely. Martinelli is not nailed on for Arsenal. He's a great player. I love him. Being an Arsenal fan, I really, really love Gabriel Martinelli, but he's not nailed on, I have to be honest. Bjorn says, I cannot believe I'm going to burn a transfer for the first time in my life. And See, Bjorn, the thing is, I tell you a story about my own team. There was a game week in which we had a news that Salah is going to be benched against Crystal Palace away, and everybody said, Bruno Fernandes had a decent fixture at home against Brighton, was it, or somebody? I don't remember who Bruno Fernandes had a fixture against, and I sold Salah to get Bruno Fernandes. I think I got, or maybe Son. I don't remember who I got for him, and I sold Salah because I had 2 free transfers and I had nothing else to do in my team. And I thought Salah is going to be benched. Let's kind of, take a punt on getting somebody else, and then I'll bring back Salah next game week and this and that. Salah came on at 60 minutes and he destroyed Crystal Palace and he scored 17 points. I mean, sometimes, doing nothing is the best option when your team is good. Oh, it hurts me today as well. If I had those points, I'd be much better off. And the player I brought in for Salah didn't work either. Never mind. Akshay says, who to captain between Salah and Iheanacho? Well, to be honest, Akshay, you can see my team. I have Iheanacho and Salah. I'm going for Salah. There's no right or wrong in FPL. It's all about your gut feel, your instinct, I feel Salah is rested against Newcastle. I think he can do well. That is the reason I'm going with Salah. Iheanacho is not a bad captain option either, so bit of a differential if you like yourself a differential. Gaspa says Mope or Welbeck. I'd say Mope is a bit more nailed on than Welbeck, but Welbeck has been doing well recently, in terms of scoring goals. Mope is like really, sometimes he, on the pitch when I see him play, he's a really good player, but just doesn't get returns at FPL returns, Geeta says, hey Sam, any idea when can be the double game week for Villa, as Martinez, Watkins and Target have difficult fixtures? You did well, Geeta, because they are having a double game week in 35, according to Ben Krillin on Twitter. Jose says, please suggest any transfer. Captain Martinez, Aspe, Veltman, Dallas, Tania, Lingard, Jota, Fernandes, Trossard, Watkins and Kelechi. Always love your advice. Thank you so much, Josie. But I don't see any glaring transfer problem in that, except that I don't see any United players in there. United are playing kind of Leeds United, which you got Fernandes, so yeah, you've got that covered. I think your team looks fine, my friend. I wouldn't make any changes to that, to be honest with you. Looks good. Captain Salah or Jota? Salah, Fez. Salah, always. Will Amartey start? Don't think so, unless Fofana, they want to give a rest to Fofana or anything like that. I don't think Amartey has got any chance to start. The D production says Castan, Phillips, Cody, Aspilicueta, and Suarez. I need 4 of them to play, so I have 11 starters. I don't think Cedric Suarez is going to play. I think Chaka is playing on the left back now. So in my opinion, Cedric Suarez is not going to play because Bellerin is going to play right back and Chaka is going to play left back. Castagna is going to start. Phillips definitely out. Cody and Aspilicueta. I think 3 of your 5 are going to start, my friend. Is Dallas a good option to replace Suarez long term? I think Dallas is a good option. Yes, I do. Success says Fernandes, Jota, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Iheanacho, Watkins, whom to captain, no Salah. If I was you, I'd be looking to captain... See, this is a tough one. I'd choose between Fernandes and Iheanacho. If you are feeling brave, you could go for Trent, but I would never captain a defender. That is how I play the game. Shopland says, don't know if you answered. Do you think Fofana will play 60 plus minutes? See, again, it's a difficult one for me to guess. It's Ramadan and he was fasting. That is the reason he was taken off, because he hadn't eaten or had any water. It's a bit tough for me to kind of judge that. But if I had to guess, I think Fofana would play. Jirit says, would you back the clean sheet for Arsenal over Villa this week? Are you holding over Konsa? I wouldn't. No. I think Everton could score against Arsenal. The reason being James Rodriguez is back, and Sigurdsson is playing well with DCL coming back, and I think Everton can definitely score against Arsenal. If I was you, I'd go for Konsa. Nishil says going to start Widra, good option. Against Wolves, right? I mean, he's decent, my friend. The thing is, with he didn't even start the last game, so. And with Ashley Barnes coming back, I don't think Widra is nailed. If you have somebody else, you can think about starting him. Fadzali says, excuse me, guys. Mendy, Dunk, Fofana, Konsa, Greenwood, Rashford, captain. All right, that's interesting. Bruno, Podence, Lingard, Nacho, Welbeck, all about differential and risk. Fadzili, it's all, I mean, good and well taking a risk, my friend. It all depends upon what your rank is. I mean, you've got some really good differentials in there, like Welbeck, you've got Podence, you've got like, you've got like Konsa, Fofana, Greenwood, like this crazy differentials in there. So if that works out for you, all the best, my friend. George Lyle says, thanks to us going to burn a transfer, I could downgrade Reguilon, but under Mason he looks more attacking. Yeah, to be honest with you, I mean, Spurs have got some really good fixtures, and I think Reguilon is one of their nailed-on defenders and one of the only ones who actually attacks a bit. So I think it's not a bad idea to burn a transfers once in once in 3 seasons. It's not a problem, I think, unless if you're happy with your team, George, and I think you should be. I looked at your team, I didn't find any problems. Fadli says Welbeck is more nailed on. Mope will get only 15 minutes against Chelsea. To be honest with you, I think you can go with Welbeck. I'm not too encouraged by the Brighton strikers, to be honest with you. Brighton don't score too many goals, except in that 1 week when everybody owned like Trossard and Welbeck, and they both scored. But generally, they don't score too many goals. So yeah, and they're cheap as well. So if you want Welbeck, definitely you can go for that, my friend. All right. By the way, guys, 15 minutes, 10 minutes are left, or to the final deadline. So guys, please lock your teams, and I hope I'm answering your questions, but don't leave it too late. Barry says final team: Martinez, Sofal, Saiz, Dean, Lingard, Greenwood, Bruno, Salah, Captain, Jota, Bamford, and Nacho. I like that team, Barry. I like the team a lot, my friend, and I like the Greenwood pick as well. I just hope he starts all the games, because he's been in good form, but still doesn't seem nailed on sometimes, But good luck to you. Shelvert says sometimes doing nothing is the best. Must have 8 5 stars for dinner. I remember I always quote this, like that quote from the Karate Kid movie says, there is a lot of difference between not moving and doing nothing, Chaudhry. But yeah, sometimes it is rare in FPL that we want to burn a transfer, but if it is the best option, then why not? Sudeep says whom to bench, Sofal versus Chelsea or Holding versus Everton. I would see, this is a tough one, and the thing is, I'd say there's not much difference. Holding has more chance of a clean sheet. Sofal has been getting some attacking returns. It's a bit touch and go for me, my friend. It's difficult. Let me check. Let me check. Sofal. I don't even remember what I was gonna check. Yeah. All right. Sofal. See, he's been getting assists in the last 3 games. Sofal. So attacking potential definitely there. With Vidra, let me just. So I would start Sofal, my friend. Todd says bench Sofal or Vidra. See, Todd, the thing is, Vidra didn't start the last game, and with Ashley Barnes coming back, I'm not sure if Vidra is nailed on. Definitely has the better fixture, but Wolves even don't concede too many goals. I'd say Sofal at least is nailed on, so you could start him. But if you want to take a risk, you could go for Vidra. If you want to go for a safe nailed on option, Sofal's got like 3 assists in the last 3 games, so I'd definitely although Vidra is an attacker, and I always say I prefer attacker over the defender, but a nailed on attacker like Vidra is not nailed on in my opinion. FPL Jug says the deal is done, got Dallas for Phillips and Vardy for Kane. Good luck, Jug. I like those moves. I wish didn't have so much love for Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I could also go for the simple moves, but just afraid to watch Trent Alexander-Arnold play, guys. Alright, moving on, guys, quickly. Abhishek says, Kaise ho bhai? I'm fine, my friend. I hope the same for you. Smelly Web says, too many holes in my team. Thinking of replacing Diaz, have Martinez, Foster, Azpilicueta, Sofal, Mitchell, Phillips. That's like really players who are not gonna play. Diaz, Lingard, Fernandez, Son, Rafinha, Salah, Kane, Davis, Vardy. I like the attack. I like the midfield. I think the defense needs a bit of work. If you can get Trent Alexander-Arnold, Smelly Wab, I think that is the one which you need, and that is the one which I would suggest you to get in place of Diaz if you can. Success says Mendy, Digne, Trent, target Rudiger, Shaw, Trent, Jota, Fernandez, Lingard, Watkins, Iheanacho. Got 1 free transfer, 5.6 million in the bench. Don't see any glaring problems in that team. You've got Jota, Fernandez, Lingard. You don't have Salah, of course, but You know, you've got Trent, so that's fine. Success, I don't see, to be honest with you, I don't see what can be done here unless you make a lot of transfers. Other than that, because I don't see many good players in this range. I see Jared Bowen is good, but you already got Lingard, and against Chelsea, I wouldn't recommend you to bring him in. So, all right, sorry, moving on, guys. Harrison or Podence? Harrison. To be honest with you, I'd like to go. I'd like to say Harrison, but you know, let me check the Leeds fixtures before I give any conclusive statements. I'm sorry if I'm not answering your questions, guys. I'm just trying to answer the one which I think I'd go for Harrison, my friend. I think their fixtures are changing. The fixture swing is going to come, and Harrison is nailed on, plays most of the games. Podence has not shown me that much, you know, intent, or you know, without NATO and Jimenez, just not look that good. Todd says, thanks, Wiz. You're welcome, Todd. Nishil says, and I hope your holiday was good, bro. Nishil says, final question was, will Amarte start or should I replace him? Don't have a backup in the bench. I don't think Amarte is going to start because Soyuncu or Soyuncu, however you call him, is fit now, you know. I don't think he's going to start Amarte unless they want to give Fofana a rest, but Leicester have to make it to the top, you know, top 4, so I don't think they're going to rest their best players, and he's been really good. Mr. Job says, would you take a -4 hit to bring in a playing goalkeeper? I have Lloris and Forster. You know, Mr. Jobs, it's the thing is, if you take a -4 hit to bring in a playing keeper for this game week, it's essentially a -2 hit because you'll get some points from your keeper unless it's somebody like you know somebody who concedes crazy amount of goals. So think of it as a -2 hit and not a -4 hit, and that would make things easier for you, in my opinion. Success says, thanks, Wiz. Probably save the one free transfer, then may the arrows be green. Good luck, my friend. May the arrows be green, bro. Aditya says, Wiz, transfer suggestions. Guys, it is so late. You're telling me your entire teams. It's hard for me to process. I've spent the entire day figuring out my transfer plan. How do you expect me to give you the answers in such a short time? Come on, guys. Have some mercy on me. It says, I've got Emi, Consa, Dallas, Rudiger, Cancelo, Westergaard. I mean, they're not going to play Cancelo and Westergaard. Lingard, Rafinha. Rafinha is not going to play either. Jota, Salah, KDB, my friend. You like, so you KDB to Bruno plus Cancelo to Trent Alexander-Arnold, or Westergaard to Fofana for a -4. I'd say KDB to Bruno and Cancelo to Trent Alexander-Arnold, in my opinion. And I think that's the best option. Jirit says, Ashley Barnes, thigh injury. Barnes is not ready yet, but he's been back with the team training. Restarting Vidra, what am I thinking of holding? The thing is, Jirit, Vidra didn't start the last game week, right? Even though Ashley Barnes was not playing, Vidra did not start the last game week, and that is the thing. Hang on, let me check my... I've made a list of players which I feel are going to start. Just let me see what I've written there in my notes. Just for everybody who's thinking about Vidra. Well, yeah, I've written here, I feel that Vidra is gonna start. I don't know why I've written it. But in my notes, I've got Vidra penned in to start. So that could be something for you to consider, my friend. Alright, it's the last... Todd, if you want... Sorry, Todd asked the same question as well about Vidra. Todd, if you want, you can put in Vidra as well. You know, if he doesn't start, he doesn't start. It's a bit of a risk. See risk versus reward if you want. Because Wolves don't concede too many goals either. Vidra, if he scores, he's gonna probably score 1. Otherwise, he's just gonna come on from the bench for a 1-pointer. So it's a risk versus reward. Yeah, see, Jirit says 2 minutes versus Manchester United. Exactly. Barry says captain this week is tough. Salah, Bruno, Jota, and Nacho all in contention. I agree with you. I think Jota is not in contention because there's like some news about him not kind of playing. Be careful about that. So, you know, in my opinion, be careful about captaining Jota. I'd say Salah is the best option. If you want to go for a differential, go for a Nacho. Alright. Nehal says, thoughts on the team. Mendy, Weltman, Rudiger, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Cody. I like all that. I see a lot of clean sheets in there. Shaw as well. Like that. Saka, really good. Jota, Bruno, Salah, Nacho. I like that team a lot, Nehal. I think that's a fantastic team, bro. I hope it works out for you. But on paper, it looks really strong for this game week. I like Weltman. You know, it's a really good pick for this game week. I like Saka as well against Everton. He has a good record against Everton as well. He got an assist for the Nketiah goal as well. So I think that's fine. I think honestly that's fine. You're rolling a transfer, my friend. Everybody's making 2 transfers, taking hits, and you're rolling a transfer. That's how we roll, in it, Nihal. Anyway, guys, it's like it's time you lock your teams. I don't know how many times I need to say this, guys, but when you ask me last minute questions, like really last minute questions, it's tough for me as well, guys. I mean, I don't want you to give you a wrong answer, but to think so quickly and answer, it's a bit tough. It's a bit tough, honestly, and I don't want to give you any wrong advices, and later on, I regret sometimes. Sometimes I listen back to the streams, and I listen to the advice I give, and sometimes I feel that at the end, when people just bombard me with questions right at the end, I just tend to avoid taking really difficult ones because I don't have enough time, guys. And the answers which I'm giving you right here on the stream, I don't think about those answers right now, guys. I've thought about those answers before I come to the stream. I've done my research, I've got my paper, I've got my lists, I've got my everything. I've thought about those questions before I come here, because if you assume that I just answer your questions right away from the back of my head, it's impossible. FPL Jug says like and subscribe, and he's given a beautiful heart, so thank you so much, Jug. And guys, if you like the stream, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna definitely, for the next season, guys, I'm gonna increase my content. The thing was, this season was a bit crazy with COVID and stuff and lockdowns, and also the channel has become a bit, it's on. I've been on like 2,160 subscribers for I don't know how many. It's like been 8 weeks or something. but I plan to increase this community, guys. I'm not gonna let this channel, this community, just slowly die. I'm gonna increase my content. I'm gonna improve my content as well. And next season, I'll promise you, I'm gonna bring you better content, hopefully. Barry says last question, Dallas or Sofal? It's a tough one, Barry, to be honest with you, but if I was you, I would start Dallas over Sofal, because Dallas has that potential of getting attacking returns. Sofal also does have a potential, but less than Dallas. Dallas is the one which can give you a double-digit return. Sofal, in my opinion, not so much. But in my opinion, if I was you, I would go with Dallas. But I expect them both to concede. Don't get me wrong, but I expect Dallas to get, maybe, he's gonna get a goal against United, especially with the, Rafinha out. I think he's gonna play higher up. They're gonna reshuffle because Costa's gonna play now and stuff. So in my opinion, let me just check my team once again. I hope Leno starts, guys. Otherwise, my team is again down to, and I hope Alonso starts. Otherwise, my team is down to 10, unless Keenan Davis comes in from the bench and does something strong. Alrighty. Jirit says, I like the 2-person dynamic, to be honest. Was some assurance that things had already been argued over, screened before getting to us? Well, yeah, that's important, Jirid, because otherwise I give you the answers straight away from the back of my mind. I can't even make my own transfers in 15 minutes, my friends. I mean, it takes me a while to study, figure out my transfer, my moves, and what I want to do with my team. And if you ask me a question, Sofal or Dallas, and at the same instant I think about it and I give you the answer, I don't think it's going to be fair. And when people come here expecting to have good advice and gain in their mini leagues and in general, for the FPL team, they want to do well, the least I can do is I can work hard and give them their answers, which they did not have the time to do the research for. Otherwise, there is going to be no point of the stream, because if they can do the same what I'm doing, then you know as much as I do, guys. It's like I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not a wizard. I'm a real wizard. I mean, I'm an FPL wizard, of course. Barry Allen says, thank you, Wiz. You're welcome, Barry, and thank you so much for being here, my friend. I really appreciate it. Shopnan says, good luck, guys. Good luck to you, Shopnan. Rustam says, deadline is up. Time is up. Nishchil says, Lightrace says, thanks, Wiz. May the arrows be green. May the arrows be green. Lightrace. always. Smelly Web says time to zen out. Todd says, Wiz, I am disillusioned. I thought you had all the answers in your crystal ball. Todd, you're right. I actually have a crystal ball here in which I keep all my notes so that, I can just tell everybody the analogy that I'm actually looking into the crystal ball and giving you the answers. They don't know that I've actually got a sheet of paper on which I've written the questions. But it's our secret, right? Don't tell anyone. Jiret says, definitely. Still appreciate your input. Like, yeah, have a good luck, everybody. He says, good luck, Jiret. I hope you have a great game week. Smelly Web says, another great stream, Wiz. Thanks for the advice. You're welcome, Smelly Web, and thank you so much for being here, my friend. I really appreciate it, my friend. I hope your team looks good, because I think you were worried about your team a bit there. Todd says, you are not a real wizard. Next time you will tell me there is no Santa Claus. No, honestly, my friend, I'm expecting some gifts come next Christmas. Santa Claus belongs to our community, but the thing is, we're not allowed to reveal. I can't tell you Santa's identity. That's the entire thing. Hopefully, an extra wildcard for me next season, guys, without telling anybody. That would be real nice, innit? FPL Dex says, good luck, Wiz. Good luck, everyone. Good luck to you too, FPL Jug, and I hope you have a great game week and a great season. It's your first, and I hope it turns out to be your best. So guys, this was a bit, bit all over the place kind of game week with blanks for Manchester City, for Spurs, Southampton, and one more team which I don't remember and I'm not much concerned about. I should know, guys. Again, as I say, I should know, but frankly, Fulham. All right, see, don't have any players from Fulham. Never plan to have any. That's the reason I don't know. So Fulham, Southampton, Spurs, and City were gonna blank. It was a chaos all around. I mean, even me selling Kane, guys. I mean, one of the highest point scoring striker in FPL. I plan to sell him for somebody like Ollie Watkins, who loves the goal post more than he loves the goal. I mean, if he scores a goal, sometimes, Ollie Watkins, I feel that he was trying to hit the post, but he actually missed the post. He didn't score a goal, he actually missed the post. That is what I think about Ollie Watkins, and I still got him in. So it was a crazy game week in the end, innit, guys? But, sometimes you have to take a punt against West Bromwich Albion. I hope he misses the post. Ollie Watkins does and scores a fluke goal, which goes in somehow. But with the double game week approaching, and I still feel that Aston Villa players could do well. That is the reason why I brought in Ollie Watkins. When I say it, it feels a bit weird, to be honest with you. But it is what it is, guys. And so I guess we come to the end of today's deadline stream. I don't think I'm gonna stay until the team news is out. But I hope you had a good one, guys. And please, again, I just want to reiterate. I want to repeat, guys. Please stay safe. Stay away from crowded places. Cover your faces. Wash your hands. Take all the precautions. Do not, just stay away from this crazy virus, this coronavirus spreading like a wildfire everywhere, especially in our country, in India. It is. Just stay safe, guys. It means a lot, and I really appreciate you coming here to the stream. But more than that, I want you all to take care of yourselves. So, on that note, guys, I wish you all have a great game week. May the arrows be green. It's FPL Wizard signing out with a beautiful song for you, and I'll see you in the next deadline stream. Till then, take care, stay safe. Bye bye.